very, I know, important for all of you. We also have to look into how we can still, address student wellness and privacy despite this distance learning. This is one of the probably things that parents are also looking into, because children will be left on their own, most of them, and they will be in the computers, most of them. So how do we also protect them from all of this? Well, we have also tried to look into how do we assess our students and how do we give recognition, thinking now, knowing that now we are not into the traditional way of doing things. Of course, the school has tried its best to look into how they can, protect the teachers and the employees, the welfare and the students as well, despite the fact that, schooling is delayed and all that. We are also very particular about how we can communicate to you what is happening, the progress that we are doing. And so you know that we do that through our Facebook, our website, through letters and all that. We also look into how do we manage this impact and risk that we are looking into. In other words, we are not just looking at the now, but we're looking at the future. How will this thing go on now that we are not even certain of what will happen with schooling? So we're looking at more or less from years from now, or the immediate year and the 2 or 3 more years from now, how do we manage this risk and this impact? And of course, we do not forget quality assurance, despite the fact that we are shifting the modality of teaching and learning. Still, quality is foremost in our planning. So, but we still tried to simplify the framework that we followed, and so we tried to cluster it. And so how do we do? The first thing we did was to revisit our philosophy, and we tried to identify what are our non-negotiables. I think very clear to all of you, dear parents, that our non-negotiables are, number one is quality. Quality in education, quality in service, and of course service. Those are 2 non-negotiables in our education. The other one is that life skills must be part of our learning, of the learning of the children. So we must not forget, even if DepEd has somehow, simplified the curriculum, we do not forget including very, very strongly in our curriculum the life skills, critical thinking, communication skills, perseverance, together with the hard skills that students should know. And then, of course, as a Catholic school, the identity of the school, the identity of us being an ICM school, the values that we all, we all adhere to. These are the non-negotiables in our education. And what is our view of education? Because our view is that education is transformative. We cannot just make education, something like, well, tama na yan, pwede na yan. Because we know that education is transformative, education is liberating, and this is the one that will really equalize all of us in society. So that is our view. So who are our stakeholders? That's you. You, particularly the parents, of course, the teachers, the students, the ones in our immediate milieu. We have determined who are the ones we will be partnering with, and more strongly with our parents. We try to assess our community readiness. We have given out a simple survey asking for some feedback, asking for some information, not only to you, dear parents, not only to the students, but even to our personnel. We have asked them how they are, what are their fears, how we can further help them. And then we have determined the learning mode. You have seen that, you have read that in our primer. And then we adjust our curriculum coverage. That coverage, which, as I said, we are not watering it down. We still keep the essentials, and we make sure that our students, the skills that are important, are taken care of. And then we try to look at our system of evaluating. So it's not just part of our planning is just how to implement, but part of our planning is how do we make sure that we are doing the right thing. So part of it is evaluation. We would like to see that on a day-to-day basis, how are we doing? What are the things that we need to improve on? What interventions that we need to do so that we can effectively carry out this learning and teaching for our students? And then, of course, we establish our communication plan, and that's it. So this, I think, is one of this thing that we're doing now is what we can say as our communication plan too. So you have seen that our anchor is our deep love for God and the passion for God's mission. This is something that drives us all. And so that's why even in our preparation, you will see later on in the modules that we are going to present to you, that this thing is very much alive in our teaching, in our modules. And so these are, you saw this, you saw this in our primer. We have that belief that education is key to transformation, and that we participate in God's mission through transformative education. This is one thing that is non-negotiable for all of us. Okay, so sorry. So this is just to show you of what is the transitioning that we're doing. This is the example of face-to-face, and then of course to make learning more rich and more to the times, to the times. Then we integrate the ICT and all that. But as we said, if it's possible, we can do blended learning if it is possible. But now we are fully online distance learning, and this is what we're doing. But please don't think that when we talk about full online distance learning, it's just about gadgets, just about internet, it's just about the computers. You will see later on that we are true to what we said, that we are very particular about equity. Mean to say, our students are given equal, equitable, not equal, but equitable access to learning. So you know that this is what we are embarking on. Ms. Castro will discuss this a little bit more, so I'm going to skip this. Now, what are the basic responsibilities of the teacher? I'd like you to really see this very carefully, that they prepare the modules, execute them effectively, all right? Ensures that each student is given an equal chance or equitable chance. I'd like to use the word equitable chance for learning. We provide the teachers provide challenging tasks, learning tasks that develop all of these skills. No? So despite them not being face-to-face, we try to really approximate, this kind of learning. And then the teachers will have to get feedback, immediate feedback from the students, from you, so that we can implement interventions. There will be time for consultation, both for students and teachers. There will be there will be very good, we'll try to schedule it. The two principals are really working on this very hard, so that this can really be made possible. And then you as partners, parents in the learning of the student. More than anything else, this is a time when we would like to strengthen further our partnership with the parents. But you will see later on that you have your own role to play also. So part of the role of the teachers is this: they make regular announcements, they respond to questions, they monitor and track individual student progress, and all of that. And we are underscoring this very, very, very strongly, that they have to be compassionate, that they have to understand where the students are, and they have to find varied ways on how to assist students. This is new for many of us, practically for all of us. Therefore, there will be a lot of adjustments that teachers and students and parents that will have to do. So we just have to be understanding and be compassionate. So we have been giving our teachers how to use platform, the tech support for OERs, how to prepare and teach lessons, how to teach across disciplines, how to integrate values and social awareness, the apps that they have to use, how to engage students effectively, provision for tech support, and provision of list of links, etc. And of course, there are many seminars, webinars going around. Our teachers are bombarded with all of this. For as long as we are able to do it, we require them to attend these webinars that are very, very helpful for all of them. So what about the student? What do we require from them? Well, they have to have really training, guidance, and support on how to use technology. But I don't think this is going to be really a problem, because many of our students, in fact, most of them, or probably all of them, are very, very at ease with the use of technology. We have been using ARALinks for at least 5 or 6 years now, and this has been, the kind of, learning experience that they have been having since then. Of course, I think this is very important, self-discipline and time management. I think this is where parents will have to really have a constant meeting with their children and say, okay, hey, what do we do for now? Why are we supposed to have the discipline and management and all that? And then, we have to train them to continuously observe ethics and the proper use of gadgets. They have to be active, all right, whenever there is a synchronous discussion. And of course, academic honesty, truthfulness, and self-directedness. These three things are things that I have always been asking our coordinators, principal, and the teachers to really help the students develop or acquire, because this is really part of the training that we are, going to develop them more strongly when it comes to distance learning. Now, how about parents? This is huge.